So today we're going to take a look at the newest 3x3 rack from Bells of Steel. Now, I believe this rack is kind of like their top of the line, their answer for the Rogue, the cave system. So let's watch the video on it, and then we'll talk about it a little bit.
I'm Kayvon, founder of Bells of Steel, and today I'm going to talk about our latest and greatest power rack. Three primary differences between the Hydra and MANTICORE, and the probably most important one is the hole size and spacing on the MANTICORE. So the MANTICORE has 1-inch holes throughout, as well as a keyhole design on the side that accommodates both 1-inch and 5/8 attachments, so you can port over your attachments from the Hydra if you have those.
That's really cool. And I think that's something we're going to see a lot more of, because that's a big thing that we look for when we're buying power racks, right? Or when you're looking to get a power rack for your home gym. It's just adaptability. What pieces can you fit into it? What stuff can you actually use with it? Yeah, so that's a really cool. I've never heard of that. It's a really cool feature. I don't know why that's not more commonplace. Probably will be, but
Why the 1-inch is popular and why I personally prefer it over the 5/8 inch holes, as well as the tight 5/8 inch holes in the bench zone, is I just think it's a little bit easier to read. It's a little bit easier to set up your J-cups or your other attachments, and there's just not so many options. I kind of like the less options for heights. It makes things a little bit smoother in my opinion, but there's a lot of people who love 5/8 inch holes. A lot of people love one, and they want to get that exact height on their bench or other exercises, and there's a lot of people who love that 1-inch. So that biggest thing is the 1-inch. And then what I mean by the keyhole design is here.
I like that. One of the things that I really despise about my rack, the SML1, is it's very annoying to not have numbers on the holes like he's talking about, and to have the west side spacing on all of the 5/8 inch holes means you got a lot of holes. So having the numbers ingrained into it, which is not new for this rack, lots of racks out there have that. It's a nice feature, because it's definitely annoying when you go to move your spotter arms around and then one's like a little bit too high, and then you go to move the other one, then it's too low, and it's just like, God damn it.
Here on the side, you can see this is a keyhole. So this hole is like a 1-inch. So your 1-inch ones fit in here, and your 5/8 fit in here. And this is kind of an old school design. You'll see this on pallet racking. So I believe where it originally was used, and it kind of slots into there. So you can see I have a 5/8 inch J-cup here from the Hydra, and you can pop that in, and it slots right down, stays in place. So that's really nice if you have 5/8 inch attachments to port over, or even, if there's a 5/8 inch attachment from another vendor that you want to get.
So smart, so simple. I love it. That's amazing.
It would fit on here, as long as they are using true 3x3 inch Imperial Freedom units as the MANTICORE and Hydra uses. That's something important. On both of our Hydra and MANTICORE line, we use actual 3x3 inch steel and real 1-inch holes, whereas a lot of competitors who import will use metric systems, so it's not 3x3 inch, it's a little bit thinner, it's 75 by 75 millimeters. One other key point about our 1-inch holes and 1-inch hardware, you will see some other vendors not necessarily use 1-inch all the way throughout. When it comes to where you're supposed to bolt in your cross members, there are some brands out there, or there was, that would skimp out and they would use 5/8 inch. And they didn't actually have to use that super thick and expensive 1-inch bolts. So we do that, so you can mount your cross member anywhere on the rack. It doesn't matter, it's 1-inch hardware and 1-inch holes. The other big key feature is everything has been built with like a little bit higher touch in mind. So you'll see our attachments all have UHMW lining, and we try and do, a little bit nicer things. Like example, on this dip attachment, you can see it's got UHMW here too, so you can actually hang it on your uprights and store it there. and just making sure, you know, we've done those high touch things and kept that in mind, and a little bit more of a premium choice. And the last thing I'll mention is the pins, the mag pins. So this relates back to the premium touch stuff. So rather than using a classic hitch pin, or like on our Hydra, which is like a custom boss pin, we went all out on the attachments for the MANTICORE, and they all come default with 1-inch mag pins. And if you've never tried one of these things before, they're really cool. They do have a little nub stopper like you'll see on other pins. And what they are is just a giant magnetic pin. So you pop it in and it seals right on there, helps keep your stuff, your attachment.
That's really nice. This thing is really nice. A very clean looking rack. I like it. It's a little bit overbuilt. Well, it's definitely overbuilt, and it's premium, and it's good, but it's not too crazy. It's not like the Monster Cave where it's like you've got everything you'd ever need all in one machine. Maybe there's more to this. I'm not sure, but I'm also not sure what the price is. But these pins that he's talking about here, these are also really cool. They're very handy, very easy to use. They look very good. They've got the knurling on the side, which we all love. But I thought there was another company that came out with these pins specifically. So I guess maybe they didn't patent them or something, and now they're being used by everybody. Which is, I don't know, whatever, if that's true or not. I'm not sure. I just thought that was the story. But very cool. Very cool pins.
In nice and firm, looks super cool, and you know, is nice to, a really nice touch on your attachments. And we went so far as actually making a mini one too, that you can use on some of the J-cups that for the MANTICORE, and this helps keep the J-cups in a little bit better of a place. You just pop those right in, and keeps it even more sturdy for racking and unracking your bar. For attachments, the MANTICORE will have pretty much all the same ones that the Hydra ones, adapted to the 1-inch, even though there is 5/8 option on the MANTICORE, like our best-selling seal row pad coming in a 1-inch version. And we will be developing some attachments to come to the MANTICORE first, and MANTICORE only, but not a lot in mind. My plan is to mostly do things in tandem. So if it's coming out for the MANTICORE, it's coming out for the Hydra at the same time, and coming out for our 60 by 60 millimeter racks, ideally at the same time. So that is the goal, to get to that all three are getting the same attachments at the same time. But we do have some cool attachments planned for the MANTICORE, and some pretty amazing ones that are already available too. I hope you're gonna love training with the MANTICORE as much as I did designing it. I've actually been working on the MANTICORE for about 3 years now. It was designed before the Hydra, but through a series of production issues and such, the Hydra ended up coming out first. So this is 3 years in the waiting, and it's a fantastic rack, and you're gonna love it. So get on to Bells of Steel, get yours today, and let the gains begin. Hey folks,
Interesting. So I'll update the comments with the price because I can't see it right now. But yeah, heavy duty 3x3 rack with 1-inch holes. I like it. It looks good. It looks clean. It looks, you know, nice and sturdy and organized. And I'm guessing that it's going to come in at a decent price, which is the most important thing. But yeah, so we'll update you. Oh God, I gotta take a look at it right now. Bells of Steel MANTICORE. Let's see what she comes in at. So I think this is gonna be one of those things where you have to build it out. Okay, so it starts off at. Can I just share this page? Sorry guys, one sec. Yeah, that's the one. So it starts off at, what do we got here? We got, oh, it's on sale too, $836. I'm showing the wrong thing. Yeah, so it starts off at $836. This is for the base rack. So it's actually somewhat affordable. It's not that bad. I would compare this to like the Rogue Monster rack series. And then if you want the ones with all the attachments, you know, it's obviously going to cost more. MANTICORE pre-build, $742. That's interesting. I wonder what that includes. Features, yeah. Okay, so then you add all the stuff on, and then it can get up to however much you want to build it out to. So if you guys are interested more in seeing MANTICORE stuff, we could do like a build and go over like the exact cost and shipping and taxes and everything. But yeah, very cool. New from Bells of Steel. If you want to see more equipment announcements and reviews and all that good stuff, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We will catch you next one, guys. Check it out. Back.